Got the hoodie back. Anyway, welcome back everyone to Nomadic Opinions, where there's a lot that's been on my mind about this, but I was trying to wait till the finale came around for me to share why I feel the way I do. And there are a lot of feelings, what I'm about to talk about. So, today's topic, Steven Universe's entire run and the full-blown message I think I grasped from its series finale and future. Now, normally I would be doing a lot of extensive cuts about a lot of stuff for a video this important, but honestly, if you guys want something more, I guess, factual, you'd go to the round table or to Zamber's reaction or stuff. Like, there are a numerous amount of Steven Universe fans you guys can go to that are super passionate about the series that can tell you more than I could ever possibly hope to talk about. But I'm just going to give you guys this whole thing of first what the whole journey was for me as like a viewer of the show since it started all the way to the finale, where I just kind of petered out in and out of certain episodes because I don't know, man. Animation's kind of gotten away from me in places the older I've gotten. And it's not really anyone's fault. It's just my own tastes are changing. But we've basically started a series, a 4-year in-show series that began with just a simple kid, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, being told like he's gonna be an amazing figure that's gonna take over for his mom in like this huge group that saved the world. Only heard all these great stories, these grand adventures, these amazing tales that are supposed to dictate how the whole entirety of his life is going to go. The expectations, everything about him since the day he was born, all the way to when the series began. That is what they were looking into. Series progresses, and like anything in life, like you couldn't mirror this with anyone that's been told you're going to amount to this because of this expectations. A lot of people are born just with those expectations stapled onto them. They find out truths about their so-called idols or who they're going to live up to. They find out stories from other individuals about the world around them. They experience trauma. Some people experience horrific events that just send them into a spiral. Everything is being hit like a sledgehammer over and over in weird quakes that just shape you into something a lot different than what you were expecting to be. Even for the film, where a lot of my friends keep telling me I should watch the entire thing instead of just blowing it off because reasons. It focuses on the fact that after years of just looking for that happy ending, that just sterility of everything to go into nothing but a happily ever after, there will always be problems underneath that's not the perfect happy ending. You have to still fight for peace and prosperity because not everything is coated with that sunshine and rainbows filter. Not everyone has wounds that are healed, and it still takes time. You can make positive reaches that can work, but you still need to work towards a better future. Then when the series hits its final arc of everything in Steven Universe future, we see that the fruits of the labor have borne, and all of those delicious fruits have ripened, and we can enjoy the harvest that is each and everything that's been sown, everything that's been planted, everything that you've worked towards. After 4 long years in the shoes of Steven, seeing all the hardships, all of the disasters, all of the heart-wrenching emotional roller coasters that have just preceded your life over and over. Every single thing should be happy, right? No, because take a moment, everyone. Look at how your life is now. Just look at your parents, look at your home life, look at everything about what's happened for you as the person. Now, since you've already done this, look at yourself and tell me how much has been different for you than what has been laid out before you as the expectations. How much has changed for you now that you've known certain truths, found out certain things, and have started to develop into a different being of yourself? How much can you say is the bona fide completion for this new mold of yourself that is still being molded and crafted? How much can you perceive in all of these notions has been what you could expect? And although Rebecca Sugar's whole thing is moving on and letting go, I feel like the undercurrent of it for a lot of people that just kind of blow this off is that is what a metamorphosis into adulthood actually is. For coming of age story, for the original all the way to the sequel series that is its own series finale, we never got to see the full-blown coming of age, just coming to the realization of being yourself is beautiful, because inside you can tell there is love in your blood. There is love around you. You've been there for so many people, but you don't know how much they appreciate you. That's the thing about just coming to the realization about yourself as a person. But coming to the factor of coming of age is what Steven Universe Future truly embodied for Steven. He wasn't trying to save the universe. He wasn't trying to save Beach City. He wasn't trying to be anything else but trying to find himself. That's coming of age. That's your self journey. That is the trope of coming of age. And I know a bunch of Steven Universe fans are going to just start typing in the comments that I'm wrong and it was a coming of age story all along. Needless to say, every episode, although they didn't answer every question, what's in the box, what are Lion's powers, where did the twisted duo that becomes that monstrosity of a fusion go, what's with the two evil lapises, blah, 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 blah. I get it, guys. I get it. You have questions. You want these questions answered. But were they important to the overall thing that is what is Steven? Because that's the whole point of that entire series. What is Steven? Who is Steven? Where is Steven? How is Steven? And why is Steven? Every single one of those questions just focused on Steven. We're not focusing on other characters the same way that we want to for a series finale. This is truly about how we're going to view Steven. Where is Steven going to be? Why is Steven going through these changes? So forth and so on. Those were what this series was. Underlining all of that sort of thing is what Rebecca Sugar does. She doesn't want it to be like every other series. She wants you to focus on what's important from a life perspective. There is no, you need these things for the fandom and these things for the writer. You have to focus on what is the true theme and what is your middle ground for what you want for your vision. That's what this whole thing was. And the final 3 episodes that culminated everything into where Steven entered denial all the way to acceptance about who he was on the inside, about not being the perfect person, and then exploding because that's all of our inner demons coming into the full-blown light when we're on a mental breakdown rampage and just trying to get some closure, even if it means that we hurt the people that we personally love, all the way into finally realizing you don't have to be hurting in silence. You can do things with help. You can go on a real journey. You can get real answers. You can still have the people you love, but always work towards something better. That is what this whole series was. And I know I shouldn't be like popping off on all this stuff as I take off my soundproof headphones, but I'm just trying to point this out for a lot of people that want to say this is just a end all for the fandom. This is all the end all to just being Rebecca Sugar career. We can all just say it was the end of Steven Universe and be happy about it. We can say that this is the next step forward for Rebecca because she has a good future ahead of herself. But let me ask you guys this. If you were to have a story illustrating your journey from when you are a small being all the way to reaching adulthood in the smallest capacity of a 4-year in-story journey, would you care about having any of these other things hit you in the way that no one else could really illustrate in just, we're going to focus on you, but then just immediately jump to these other people that have nothing to do with your personal growth? Like, I could say we could take out majority of those episodes and focus on Ruby and Sapphire having a whole entire honeymoon thing for like the 3rd time in a row. Would that have anything to do with Steven Universe's future? We could then just cut to everything else, just like, I wonder how Bismuth's gonna be doing if she all of a sudden just started dating Pearl. And then just ignore Steven for like 3 episodes. Would that be focusing on Steven's future? We can then just drop everything to give everyone the long-awaited Lapis and Peridot fusion for no good reason, because we want it because we're spoiled, rotten children. But would that be the focus of Steven Universe's future? If you can answer any of those things to illustrate how this helps Steven grow from being hating inside himself about never being able to have a support system in his own mind, no real support system, and have no closure into his own history, where we don't need the overt thing of he accepts his mom for being a rose quartz and a diamond. We don't need to have everything just pointed out to us. We can be rational people that think for ourselves to find the real answers for everything. If you guys want to have all that sort of stuff just shoved in there, make it make sense behind why Steven would have his growth to find what he wants in his future. That's the only thing I want to share on these whole opinions, because every single person wants to talk about the stuff that was missed, the Easter eggs, what we never had answered. But how was this never just about the journey of Steven? Every episode that was solidifying what we could want from Steven. Everything is just how this is. A journey for a young boy never knowing his own mom. Hell, barely even knowing his dad, because how is he supposed to try and help his own son that's half human and half supernatural, because he doesn't know everything? That's one of the big fucking mysteries about parenthood, when you don't know, and it's even harder when you don't understand your kid's biology. So, can everyone please stop about Greg not being a good parent because he never took his kid to the hospital? Like, think about it rationally for a split second. I could just spend an entire rant video talking about all this, but I'd rather just split everything of my real thoughts and opinions about why this is a self-discovery thing and not an important thing about what fans wanted, what they demanded, and what they felt like they were deserving for a different editorial series that I'll probably get to at some point. There's a lot of stuff on my plate as is. But needless to say, though, these were just my thoughts and opinions about the finale, as well as my thoughts and opinions about the fandom, because a lot of you guys have gone a little bit over the edge. A lot of you guys have gone a little bit stir-crazy, and I feel like you guys feel a smidge bit entitled about how you wanted the show to be, rather than just respecting that this is what Rebecca wanted. Hell, I'll even just tag the roundtable vids on Twitter, or at least have Nick do it, and see if they have their own opinion. If you guys disagree with me, that's fine. If you guys agree with me, that's also fine. I just feel like that's how I interpret this as one creative to another, about if I was Rebecca, I'd be happy with this, and be damned about what the fans say that they're owed, because this is her vision. So why does everyone feel like they're so entitled to what the creator wanted, instead of just being happy that it happened? But I digress, though, guys. My time is up, our session is over, and I will see you guys, let's say, in 2 weeks. I would bring up my actual phone, but it's been blowing up for some reason. I might ignore that.
If you want to turn me on, Lay your bond on spare the throne and grow a little soul.